And away we go on a Tuesday, everybody. Let's get it right now. How's everyone doing today? Big shout out to the chat again. Thank you. Great to see everybody here. Great crew. And a shout out to all those that are listening after hours. I know a lot of people can't make it during the day, but I get a lot of feedback and I encourage your comments and feedback. Please hit the like and subscribe button if you enjoy what you're seeing here. This is educational content or entertainment that I hope you find educational. And that's what we're going to get into today, talk about harmonic patterns. Let's jump really quick to the big chart that I want everyone to keep their eye on. That's not necessarily something most people trade. I don't think most people trade bonds, but want to watch what happens on the 10-year yield. 10-year yield still printing green candles, and that's not going to change. This is an issue that I'm looking for. If the market's going to continue a bounce here, this has to roll over. If this does not roll over, then we're looking at a 1 day, 2 day, 1 week occurrence, although it's been impressive. This is a really critical aspect of the whole market, macro market call, that if the market's going to stop going down, interest rates need to pause. You're at 4.025% on the 10-year. Our hop level, remember, we're dealing with this big bat pattern that has been blown out straight on through. And that hop level was 366. So you're well above that. You have gone up about 12 weeks in a row with no stopping. Every week making a higher low. Almost every week as well, making a higher high. And that's something you just don't jump in front of. I've been saying we wait for the single bearish candle that agrees with the pattern on the weekly. Again, not there. And it's here we are Tuesday, and this thing's wanting to retest the highs again from last week. Keep an eye. That's one of the key markets. Look, this is all about, as crazy as this market has been, it's all about monitoring those key markets to see if we're going to have just reactions here, or do we have some kind of reversal going on? Yeah. Yeah, and Carthago, yeah, absolutely. How's it going? Dollar yen, there's another one blowing through. We'll look at that, as well as a few of those other ancillary markets. Right now, we've got the Nasdaq is up 70, S&P's up 36. It's a little more impressive, and you've got your Dow up 260 after a couple of big days. You had one big down day after that massive day last week. Yet interest rates have not moved. That's, I think, the key. None of the action from the other day had anything to do with this interest rate scenario. That was, and the more you look at it, the more likely that was probably some kind of temporary bear market bounce. That's it. I mean, you had no reaction in interest rates here. No business for the market to rally if rates are going to continue to go higher. So that's like a 1 day, 2 day off thing. Let's bring it back here. Let's look at current situation right now. That's a 5-minute NASDAQ. Little shark pattern. Amazing. We were up at 11.4 right at the open and sold off, 300 points, folks. 300. That's great trading action. That's what that is. Respect it for what it is. Great trading action intraday. And I would have to almost venture that the S&P, those futures, which sometimes can be sluggish, especially in the summer, they're moving. And look at the last 5-minute pattern. A couple of 5-minute patterns here just in the pre-market. Amazing type 1, type 2 butterfly right at the top at 37.70. The hop was 37.75. The exact peak, amazingly, 37.77. So that's all right. Hey, that's all right. Stephanie, his is okay. That comment's okay. He's right. You're right. You know, bonds, forex, sovereign debt crisis. There's a comment here. 80. It's a 97 Asia style FX crisis. Um, you know, sprinkle some pension fund default. Yeah, you have a mixed bag going on right now. You have the severity of this decline that is as bad as 2008, almost 2002 in terms of Dow and S&P. Of course, not on the Nasdaq, but we are rivaling what happened in 2008. And doesn't seem, it's bad, but doesn't seem like that bad. But on a lot of metrics, yes, we are there. So let's just realize what preceded, the prior week. Okay, before that was straight down. So the last 3 days, 5 days of being up is just great intraday volatility. It's not, I don't think it's much more than that. But S&P, this is the biggest event, if you will, harmonic event of anything that has been realized in the last week, especially getting into October. I mentioned this yesterday. It's huge. Okay, it's a type 2, and it's a beautiful type 2 with confirmation and check back, and it checks back. And now here's the thing. Been saying this a lot lately, awaiting, if you wanted that extra confirmation, or let's say you enter in a zone with a check back like this, the thing you're looking for are two candles that agree with the pattern and the HSI trigger. So here we have beautiful type 2 on S&P 500. Your hop level 3546, the low was what, 3501? 3502. And that is corresponds right with the hop and the check back. Okay, with some overspill to 35. Now I just want to see a second day. We have the check back, red candle, green candle. I need one more green candle. One more green candle, and that's about as enough of a price action as I would want to see to really say, okay, this thing is trying to do things. Are we going to get out of that downtrend that started from August? That would be the first thing to do. Keep an eye on it. I would like to see this build from here. I don't really, I mean, the 1 day explosion, yeah, that was great for reversal and for storybook history, if you will, of, oh, okay, yeah, we had the huge reversal back on, what was that, the 13th. But it's more about this stuff. It's more about, and for those that are just follow RSI, you need to get RSI above that 50 level for the first time really since it dove down in late August, which we know ever since it went under that 50 has essentially been completely contained under there. And then the top here is amplified, trying to give you a secondary divergence. And this needs to get above, I mean, really needs to move now. So we'll come in here Thursday. Look, if it's going to really get going to where this type 2 equals a target 2, and you go back to 4281, which is our objective, because it's a type 2, because, I mean, everything is ideal on the S&P 500. Everything you want to see. 2 of 2 there with the small pattern. Oh, check this out as well. I forgot to mention this yesterday, I think. Look, we're down here, okay, against the lows, and we pierced the lows and no follow through. And now we've got 2, 3 inside bars, inside days. This is the bigger event for Friday. Looks like it's going to do it this week, though, is come out of HSI for the first time. Really, first time since July. But you correspond that weekly level, which will end up generating an arrow right here, which means that weekly low is the support. 3577, excuse me, 3543 is absolute support going forward on that bar. We could trigger it today, maybe check back by tomorrow or Thursday, and then you would have more of what you need to see. I really feel like, 1 day, 2 days, you could be at the doctor's office and miss what happened a couple days ago and then be like, what, did I miss the whole next bull market? Not really. No, but we are in a point. We are certainly, with everything we've seen and patterns like this, on your daily, we're 2 of 2. We are 2 of 2 on that hop level successful retest confirmation. Let the 30 bar count begin. And literally let it begin from 2 days ago. Let it begin from Friday. And then let's talk in a month. No, Stephanie, it was okay. He's fine. Carthago, you're fine, man. All totally fine. You guys comment, and as long as you're cool in the chat, I'm fine. You guys can style it any way you want. Anyway, that's how big these early moves are. The thing that, the 2 or 3 big equity markets, big companies that we need to watch for. Here's Microsoft. What are we doing? Massive rejection off the hop level at 221.75. We talked about that as the low end of support for a long time. 219.13 was your low. So I have to respect that. Even though your confirmation isn't in the perfect ideal place, all right, I will watch what happens here. Notice, this is amazing, okay? I would think that this would have been, this bar right here, would have been a 3-bar reversal candle. 1, 2, 3, and close above the prior high. You couldn't do it. And amazingly, we haven't had a 3-bar reversal yet. If this is, you need a close above a 3-bar range. 1, 2, 3. That's your high. You couldn't close above it 2 days ago. 1, 2, 3. Okay, yesterday you basically closed at the high. That's not really a 3-bar reversal. It needs to be convincing. I mean, if it was, a scratch higher, 30, 40 cents higher, I would have said yeah. And even today, you try to break out above the prior day's high and finally register a 3-bar reversal, no. So still plenty of time on this one. 221, that's your low end. The top end, and this is the whole zone, 241. So looking in here for Microsoft. And that's a longer term swing opportunity. Why? Again, it's a type 2. Type 2. And that would be target 287. That is the goal. That's the framework in action. So we could be 3 bars, 5 bars now into this. After making this reversal, I would keep an eye on it. If we can get something, down here on, say, 30-minute. And I think they've got earnings coming up, too. This is, the first reaction. Down here, 221, you're catching a knife. So just because we hit that hop zone, and we called that hop zone, I mean, almost exactly, you could take a shot there, but that's a high-risk shot without any, you had confirmation, but it wasn't ideal. Still a high-risk shot that is treated as a reaction. Nothing changes. Still in reaction mode, so we're not surprised if this thing rolls back over. And again, on a larger type 2, on the daily time frame, we're day 3 into this. You could expect 30 bars or 20 bars of development, easy. So keep an eye on it. Again, a lot of these. The other one was Apple. No, sorry, Tesla. Tesla was the big one on the weekly. What's that doing? 208 was the 886. No confirmation though, but you do have a single weak response. Okay, the first weekly candle trying to go bullish here off of the 886 support at 208.79. The daily pattern similar. Maybe shows a couple of their smaller structures down here. Is there any? No confirmation on the daily either. RSI and Amplified have come out of the zone. HSI has not confirmed. Laser D comments and says, looking forward to when the 3-bar concept stop hurting my brain. The 3-bar thing, okay, just it's something to take note of. It's like if you see a doji or shooting star candle formation at a critical level, I mean, at your harmonic zone, that's where combining them gives us the advantage. And what I'm saying about that 3-bar thing is that it hasn't formed even off of these lows. You see how like peculiar some of those closes have been. Even, all right, here's Tesla, even in the last several days, okay? Would love to see, something like this come into a major zone for a retest, hit the numbers and stabilize, and then you get something like, well, you don't have it yet. I mean, if this candle would have been green and closed up here, you still wouldn't have had it. You have not been able to close in Tesla on this retest above a prior 3-bar range. So here's the daily. So come into the low and check it out. Okay, 1, 2, 3. Nope. Okay, here you go. Let's just from this top. 1, 2, 3. Okay, 1, 2, 3 at the top. That's a 3-bar reversal. Why? 1, 2, 3. Close well below that low of the range. Here's another 1, 2, 3. 3-bar reversal underneath the prior lows. If it's hurting your brain to find it, it's probably not there. It should stick out. And what you see is a continuation from that individual bar. Here, at the lows, the last 4 sessions, well, 1, 2, 3. Nope, you can't do it there. It's not a 3-bar breakout. And then 2 days ago, on what was that, Friday, you had that real nasty close at 204. That was almost a perfect bearish continuation. Not quite. You really wanted to be demonstrative. And even today, you try to get above the 3-bar range, which is basically above 225, and you get smacked back down. Keep an eye on that because it sets up for a larger move, a follow-through move. Keep an eye on that. That's maybe the takeaway, and maybe that's the better way to explain it. You're looking for the follow-through move. And looking at that as a point where, hey, if you got a 3-bar continuation in a downtrend and you're looking to get long, you would want to wait. Conversely, if you are short, you look at something like that as a positive sign of continued direction in the desired trend. With what's going on here, it's yet to develop even off these lows. 1 or 2 more. I don't want to spend too much time on stocks. We've really been killing it in the last few sessions, but here's Apple. Apple completed this bat pattern and at 135, 134.41. And we were looking for, and it would have been perfect had we hit 131.86. I would have been real happy. You come down there, hit 131, I would have said Apple to the moon. But for now, I will kind of trace it out like this. Apple in a type 1 reaction up to 151. You're trading 144. Not a bad maybe a weekly call option or next Friday or something, but then we come back down. So if we get these pops, folks, if it's Microsoft, if it's Tesla, or it's Apple, these are all reactions, and you're going to want to bail out of that. So another reason why the option plays might be the way to go. Your 30, 60, 90-day options. Take it out to November or December or even January. Let's see what happens, especially when we get the type 1 reaction and then come back down for the retest. Here's let's go back to the chips. Oh, I want SMH. SMH on the daily. Okay, I talked about this in recent sessions. This is a tough call. We got the singular candle, but no follow through. Tells me be patient, but I'm certainly lining this one up because check it out. Right there with HSI triggering on the semis. That's around 167 is the check back level. You need this one to run if you're going to see anything develop from these October lows. You need semiconductors, and at least they're there. Here's your type 1. Come back for the type 2. And now, can we go? Can we go from this 160 something area and then get our move, target 2 move back to 269? That's how we frame them all out. 5 minute, 1 minute, weekly, daily. This is a daily on SMH. Looks really good. And you have the likes of stuff like this. Weekly on AMAT. Where'd it go? Where'd it go? Well, there's the weekly coming out of the zone right now, but I think maybe it wasn't Applied Materials. I think it was Advanced Micro. And a lot of them are triggering weekly signals now. The market's trying to come out of the bearish HSI zone. A lot of what you're seeing on RSI trying to pivot out. And AMD wasn't it either. Bear with me. Oh, I think it was no, it was Micron. It was Micron. Yeah, there you go. Okay, back to back patterns. Daily crab, and then we talked about the bat pattern. I think I mentioned this yesterday, certainly Thursday, but we're going sideways in a dud move, and HSI on the top side right there registered a bearish reading in the zone. I would say more time, but I want to see it come down and help register an oversold condition at these lows where you're 52.55. Folks, I think we're going to come back for another shot at 49 and change. 49.50, maybe around just under 50. That's where to look for this. Because if that can bottom and you can get semis like that to start moving and get out of the way, stop going down, that would really help the situation across the board. But they're getting crushed. Absolutely. What was the other one? KLA? Yeah, KLA. The old KLA 10 core. This is a weekly, I believe. Weekly's hitting the oversold right now. I guess it did it with last week. So let's see if this can pivot out this week. They're registering signals. What's the definition of being oversold? Yeah, it's definitely, a measure, relative strength, or you could look at a few different things to really classify what is truly oversold. At least we have a couple metrics that are starting to show us that. Been a prolonged selling, especially since August. And a lot of these have really gotten hit hard. Keep an eye, those are the ones to keep an eye on. KLA, of course, NVIDIA, and chips. It's got to be in the chips. You got to see something develop in the chips. Put the pieces together. If tech and generally risk is going to come back into this market, you need to see the major players, the big stock market runners, actually develop something. NVIDIA, no, not there yet. Probably lower. Couple more. Yeah, I'll look at Nat Gas. I'll look at Nifty. Okay, yeah, I can look at those. Give me a couple of minutes. We'll go over to the TradingView platform. And hey, Daniel, yeah, I'll look at Nat Gas. And Jared, we'll go over to XRP and crypto in a minute. Probably a good time to segue. Anyway, go back. That's a TradingView platform right there, folks. And everyone can get a free trial. You know where to go. HarmonicTrader.com, right? That's the place for all your harmonic pattern resources. Go there, become a basic member. Register now, right there, and you'll get that. That'll hook you up, and you'll get access to this page, which is basic members. Click there. And everyone, please sign up for the HPC TradingView trial, 14-day free trial. I need to quickly address the issue with opening a new layout. I said this yesterday. I have to say it again. We are having issues with TradingView. It's something in their script, not ours, theirs, with the way that they're processing third-party add-ons. We are a third-party add-on, but it runs on the TradingView platform. So we should have an answer on what's going on by later today. I'll let anybody know. If you have a question or a problem, or your license cuts out or something, let me know. Just send us an email. Send us an email to hpc@sr-analyst.com. That's for the trial and for support. So if you're having that problem with TradingView, don't despair. Give it a few hours, maybe later today, but do send us an email if you're having a problem. Let us know about that. Okay, everyone, get on that. Get with basic membership. Get with the software. You know what to do. So let's jump over to that platform. Here's the TradingView, harmonic pattern collection for TradingView, and bang. Let's come back into here of 1 second. Come back to bring this back. All right. I want to go to the SOX index on this one really quick before I jump out of. Okay. There's SOX. Here's Semiconductor index. It's like the SMH, but we do have a pattern here. So it's not the prettiest of patterns because we're starting from kind of an obscure halfway point like there. And if you connect the dots, put them together, B points at a 50 level from that XA, that sets up the 886 on the bat. But even with these, that's a nice structure, but you still need confirmation, and you're not there yet. So for the SOX, trading about 22.13, you do have a hop as low as 18.24. You're in that zone. It's another market to pay close attention to because this has to turn. If the larger market, NASDAQ's going to turn, this has to turn. And if anything, this has to do major things, not just kind of languish, pop up for a day and then come back. Keep an eye on that SOX index. It could turn around, but on your weekly chart, especially after last week, look, we're just an inside day, inside week, if you will, right below XA, which is 23.26. Give it time. Not just could pop out of here, but you're still so low in that hole that I think you can catch this, letting it develop. Give it 5 bars. Give it 10 bars. Give it 10 days after completion. Like give it 5 days from here, and then be looking for confirmation. You have a deep crab, all of that 2145. Maybe, and it does at least bode well in the short term, where you can get a type 1 reaction up to 2470. That would be a start. That would be a start. So again, semiconductors, another critical sector for everything that's going on. You need to see this do things. Semis are probably in the worst shape of all the things that we're looking at, but doesn't mean that can't change. But it starts with a day. It starts with a week. It starts with a bullish month, even. So, all right, I've got my eyes open, definitely peeled at a lot of this kind of tech development pattern stuff coming together. Here's something that I found interesting. I mentioned this yesterday, and it's and it could be another reason why we are rallying, is the VIX looks like it wants to top out for now. And I talked about why I thought that has to go to 40 or above 40, because the other historical levels, if this rolls over, backs down from here, yeah, you'll get a reaction move. That will take some of the fear out of the market, and then you might see some risk come back on. I would look for this. If we're connecting dots, again, I love to connect the dots. You have a bat pattern. It's pretty ugly. But if we can come back to retest 2710 and then make a move, all right, that could be a failed type 2 return that could explain the potential there. But not there yet. So I'm thinking this is just probing these lows. And we're waiting for the setup. Hey, the world famous Richmond Flowers, the man who took Tennessee past Alabama in '68 with a last second running back run in to beat Alabama, is in the house. What's up, Richmond? Richmond says, and congratulations on your Volunteers winning this weekend. I know my buddy Mitch Ray was not too happy, but I was cheering for you. And Richmond says that China, what if China takes Taiwan? Or what if one of these global geopolitical buffoons light a candle? You know what I'm saying? What happens then? It in my opinion, doesn't matter. Okay, because I think it's going to print, the trading action is going to print what it prints. I mean, I hear you, Richmond. And I always want to pay attention. I don't want to ignore the obvious or the macro stories that could have influence. But when we're printing a bearish pattern in something like volatility, it tells me that at a minimum, the market's going to pause. Volatility is going into a pause. Market's going into a pause. And, that's not, if volatility rolls over here, chances are you're not going to get that flush. Chances are what happened last week is a temporary bottom for now. And then maybe we grind lower. So that's just, again, VIX, another market to follow. And it doesn't make so much sense with interest rates continuing to click up. Yes, Richmond, you are like a glass of wine. The older you get, the better you get. That's true. Or the older you get, the more you whine. No, I'm joking. But seriously, this kind of thing here of a bearish pattern in volatility with seemingly the end of the world coming right to our doorstep, is something where I'm going to respect the pattern. Forget the headline. I'm thinking, okay, this wants to come off here. The markets are trying to do a little flex off of those recent lows. It can be a short-term reaction. And so we don't need to go beyond that and treat it as a reaction. I'll treat VIX as a reaction back down to 27, and then we'll see. But these are all coming together, where, okay, wants to bottom for now a little bit. You've got some patterns in the featured stocks we're talking about. VIX wants to roll over a little bit. Interest rates, they don't make a lot of sense. I mean, they're hanging up there, but we still need a day, a week. Jump over really quick. I know someone asked for nat gas and crude oil before I go to full-on crypto. Here's the nat gas situation. And nat gas, 6 is the support, 9 is the resistance. Okay, we're down at 6. Or 573. Okay, do we have any confirmation, any pattern here? What happened to the pattern? What this was, wasn't this a weekly or daily? Oh, let me go to UNG. I think that was the pattern I wanted to show. Okay, so UNG had a pattern up at 30 where it was a type 2. There you go. This was the deep crab hop level at 31. Now we're at 27. This has worked out well. It's a type 2. So nat gas, on UNG, I would look for it down there around 18. You're now 20. We've talked about this. And so what? It's under 6 now. It was almost at 10 not too long ago. I'm targeting 1798. Okay, targeting that on this move. Why? Because it's a type 2. Here's the type 1 reaction. Came back kind of sloppy, but came all the way down. And this won't stop until we get an HSI that comes in and registers an oversold. So, give that time. I think crude oil isn't doing anything. It's grinding lower. I know people are chasing those stocks, and a lot of people are projecting a severe winter. Everyone's projecting this massive European energy crisis and talking about how we need to get ready for that. It's not in the charts, folks. Not right now, not yet. Maybe in a couple of months, but we're languishing at the crab. We talked about why $84, $85 was so critical. A failure under 80 is really going to seal the deal for a bigger retracement. And we are, the better part of easily 30 days, like almost 60 days there. And now we get another bearish HSI pointing down. All of that says more time sideways to lower with crude oil. Not a heck of a lot to go on. Oh, I did want to show this one. So ExxonMobil is retesting and about to trigger. Let's go to daily. There you go. So, we did trigger ExxonMobil right at 100.93. I would say this, if you wanted to take a shot on this one, buy some puts. And here is where we have, okay, your type 1 came all the way back for type 2, no confirmation, did this kind of tertiary thing, but now we do have confirmation. And so confirmation checked back right there. And you have 1, 2, today's the third bearish candle. That's a great sign. To me, I'm thinking crude oil needs to come down more. It really does. I think with what you're looking at with nat gas and a few others, the stocks are kind of mispriced, in my opinion. Stocks are printing a lot of bearish patterns at critical points where now you have confirmation. Now you're 2 days in. And pretty nice bearish patterns at that for ExxonMobil. Lalo's asking, hey Lalo, what's happening? Can you link the software to TradingView to automatically plot Gartley patterns? Yeah, it does all of them. Yeah, let me clarify that for you. Lalo and anyone else that has questions, listen, all of the patterns are built into the TradingView platform. There's a Gartley right there at the 786. And they're all in there in the HPC combo indicator. Go to indicators, okay? Click on indicators, go to invite only scripts, and click the combo. That loads all the patterns, and the Gartley's automatically in there too. And there's an example of what a Gartley looks like in the volatility index. Keep an eye on that one. One or two more. Let's jump over to crypto really quick. And why not just hit 19.4, 19.4. I think the only question you have to ask yourself on Bitcoin, have we closed above or below 19,400? Beyond that, I don't care. I really don't care, because if we can close below it and continue to close below 19, yeah, that's going to weigh on this market. If something can happen from here, you'll look back and you'll say, oh wow, okay, 19, 18 something, big support level. This is a dud. It's still a dud in my book. I'm not doing anything with it. Here is Binance Coin, again, trying to, after hitting your target 1, there's an HSI suggesting that we're trying to get back for the full retest. And that retest should hit the hop at 330. That's BNB. And you need that to run. You need a lot of the big boys to run. I mean, Bitcoin, if Bitcoin's going to just trade between like 18 and 22,000 for a while, and it could, don't expect much. Here's Cardano, where I got to say, this is just completed the shark a couple days ago with confirmation. Now you're checking back. What's the low there? 36.36. Yeah, really close. That's Cardano. And this one as well, shark or whatever pattern, we're still going to target 1. That's how I would handle that. A few more. Let's see here. Oh, I mentioned this yesterday. Sandbox. Looks like we're going to get the check back today or tomorrow. There's the HSI came in. Pretty crazy how that's setting up, but look, it's a big pattern. I talked about this yesterday. Big pattern, big bat pattern with a smaller bat pattern back to back. Very helpful, but I still am not going to screw around more than, say, 35, 40 days, 45 days for this to do its thing. You did have confirmation. Okay, so pretty much your last ditch offering is a check back to the 74-cent level, but it then has to go. So what you're looking at is absolutely, that has to be your low right here. Oh, come on. Looks like that. Yep. Keep an eye on sand. That one is it's taking its time, but it'll get there. Take a look at Chili's, folks. Now finally doing the rollover that we were anticipating. Remember this? I took a couple shots on this one, and I've been out of this for a while. Some people were still in. I'm just going to say, time to go, folks. Time to go, because there is HSI up between target 1, target 2. Right there you go. Can't follow through. It was 6 or 7, now trading 18. Don't be surprised if we come back to the XA level at 11. 11. Take that for what it is. But certainly, look, there's the type 1 reaction, and we got the target 2 on that reaction. HSI right there came in around 2281. Couple more. What was there was one I noticed recently that was pretty interesting. Was it this polymath? Forget. Yeah, I guess it was this polymath. Only because it did that huge spike. But look. So this is one of those T coins on Coinbase. Had a deep crab pattern off of a well-known segment. We did a 1618 of that final thrust up. That eventually became a 1618. And we go sideways for the whole year. Not bad. Could have been in the markets. Did that hit? Let me see here. $47.50 was the high. $49,999 right there. That's target 1 for polymath. That's probably going to give us another thrust pretty soon. Keep an eye on that one. That's POLY. And then we talked about, we did talk about Anchor. And check out Anchor. It came all the way back down and now popping off of that retest. Oh, did a bat pattern, did it? Oof. We were looking at the type 1, type 2 dynamics. So we were looking at Anchor. It got up to the 5 and change level where we said that was it. That was it. And then, breakout. Now that's a 3-bar breakout for sure. Look, 1, 2, 3, well above. This candle will close well above it. Can we get crypto moving again? I don't know. It could be a long time. Here's ApeCoin doing nothing. Just to give you a little sample of your high flyers from a year ago or so. What are they up to now? Here's Doge. Nothing. Under 6 cents too. That prior low was what, 5? 4.9? Yeah. Couple more. Oh yeah, sure. You mentioned that earlier, Vlad. And yes, your book did go out yesterday, so you should have it in a few days. Anybody that got books, please, we give on Thursdays, we give away books. If you do win a book, please give it a week to 10 days to arrive, please. And the other thing is, if you get the book, do me a favor, blast a tweet with the picture of the book that you received it. I'd appreciate it. Here's XRP. Now listen, we talked about XRP and why we're not surprised if this comes back down after that thrust up to 50 and change. Beautiful pattern, no doubt. Fantastic confirmation. Look, I couldn't get any better than where you had for the confirmation. And it finally blasted off a couple weeks ago. If we come back to this 37 level, it's probably a buy. I'm not too crazy on this because I think there's been a lot of things that this needs more time. There's more things than just the pattern going on here that it has to overcome. And can we get some kind of signal to the right of that downtrend? Hold on one second. One moment. The other thing about XRP, folks, is that we did register an overbought HSI. Look, just last week, right up here, and it rolled over like nothing. Maybe another short. Maybe that's a short idea. I don't know. I would want to see that check back to what? What's that prior peak? Oh, 0.53 cents, huh? Okay. Let's jump over to, let me go dollar tether as well, or Ripple tether, and show, there you go. There you go. There's the whole pattern for XRP. But with HSI triggering last week on the weekly, you got to say that's going to take more time. Nice short. If you got in at 53.98. Anything on a 4-hour chart up there? Because the daily zone probably needs to be retested. Not really. A few things up around 52 for a potential short, but not where we are now. Give it a little time. One or two ETFs, and then I'm going to get out of here. I thought this was pretty interesting. Here's consumer discretionary XLY. Retesting the major support zone. All of that's are under 140, sorry. Basically 140, trading 142 now. This is another snail type move, but you've got a few patterns trying to trace something out here. And I'm looking for this thing to at least stabilize and counter trend. Maybe spend a few more days and then come back out. Yeah, I'll get it. Yep. Be aware of that. That was one of a few that we looked at on SPY. The diamonds, I think, are Dow diamonds. A little more visual. Check it out. Butterfly. A lot of things at that 290 level. A lot of things. So keep an eye on that one, not jumping on that. Maybe we come back for a type 2. Go there and then go down to a type 2, and then we go. All right. I want to wrap up with total. Look at the total crypto market caps here. Just flatlining across the board. And again, I still say take a look at stuff like Crypto Total 3. That's without Bitcoin and Ethereum to get maybe a secondary insight to the larger market. We did register, didn't check back officially, but we did register a bullish HSI recently. It's right there. Failed to check back. Did we check back that first day? No, got real close. Just keep an eye on that. Another green bar or two. This singular candle could kick this going. And you want to see that. If you want crypto to hold, this thing needs to stop flatlining, or better, this thing is grinding lower. That's not even flatlining. It tried to flatline. but in the last 10 days it's definitely broken down. And then that's total 3. There's total, not nearly showing the breakdown. And what's that total DeFi? All right, there's a good one. I didn't mean to hit that, but total DeFi flashing HSI here at around 40 billion. Constructive, first one I've seen. It's been ugly action. I mean, just taking time to develop a signal, develop something to get going. This hasn't moved yet, and you're a month into it. Look, we bottomed. This is another situation where you bottomed on the fall equinox on the 21st, and you go 30 days not doing anything. That's could be potential trouble. You're like there. 30 days is coming up. That's 21st. So again, crypto needs to bust out of this range if it's going to do anything. If not, just expect more of the same. Quiet down grinding action. All right, really quick. Someone wanted to look at the Indian Nifty just for you. Here's the Nifty. I even have it in my saved markets here. Where'd it go? Nifty June. Nifty. There's the Nifty. This is the Indian Nifty 50 index. Look, guys, I think it's a weekly. There's a big pattern there on the weekly. Overshot it. Let me see. Oh, that was a bat. Hey, remember what I was saying about the interest rate chart? Okay. This is what happens when you fail to register an HSI or you just blow through a bat zone and you can really get running. If this was the interest rate chart, you're probably like there, about ready to do the rest of the move. So look, if you're looking at those at home, wondering what that market's going to do, trigger it. Okay, go to the daily, trigger off of HSI. You have a few real interesting patterns all around that 15.5 level that not only for those patterns, okay, and not only for specifically the one pattern, but the fact that you have multiple patterns here and we're, 1, 2, 3, and you go sideways and start to move up. That's a really good sign for another leg or another stronger reaction move. So Nifty, it actually might even turn bullish on these last two readings of amplified. Let's come back to there. Come back, yeah. And maybe some of the foreign indices would be not a bad place to look. Maybe next time. See what the other markets are doing relative to the United States. It's been a while since we've looked at that. One that comes to mind for me is Brazilian stock market, iShares. There you go. EWZ. Yeah, nothing really there. How about what's Russia? This should be down the dumps. RSX. Yeah, there it is. Yeah, I don't even think that's trading anymore. They stopped trading that. Yeah, that was the RSX Russian Van Eck. Keep an eye on that one. So check it out. NASDAQ plus 60. S&P plus 40. And the Dow's up 300. You pretty much need to hold these levels right here. It doesn't need to do much. But if you can get the markets to hold, maybe in a few days we could actually get a signal that would really get this thing going. And again, think about crypto, where crypto is. All right, think about where the markets are. They've been just pummeled and haven't done a heck of a lot. I mean, all right, here's Ethereum. I didn't mention that. Ethereum is still trying to flash this Gartley. We talked about that yesterday. You need to see the macro. And I mean over the next few days, actually get out of this hole. If crypto is going to have a chance in hell, it's going to have to come from the stock market. It's just that simple. One thought about Bitcoin, just baselining at 19,400. Maybe it's waiting for the macro and the interest rate scenario to improve. Maybe there is enough demand here at 19,000 to try to put a floor in for the year. I don't know. I don't like these kind of floors that go on and on and on, but just thinking outside the box here, trying to be contrarian. Is there an opportunity? Well, we might get some signals by the end of the week, but they're not there yet. I mean, we're probably, I would still say, a few days away. But I'm focused. I don't want to dismiss it. Even if it's a temporary bottom, it might be just like a reactive June style bottom, but not bad for trading. But that's it. Let's see what happens. Again, let's come back Thursday. Same time, 12 noon. You have any questions, reach out to me or get on the Discord. Also, get with this program or get with any of the software. I really think everything that we do in here and all the people that listen to the programs, watch the shows, show up here, the software is everything, is the ultimate realization of being able to understand the harmonic pattern levels and take advantage of what we have, the opportunities. You need the levels, get the software. Beyond that, you have questions, you can contact any one of us through the Discord link on the basic members page. Go down there and click the Discord link. It's number 4 right there. And get in and join the crew and ask some questions. That's especially for a shout out for all the new people that are asking questions. There's a lot of people in there that are willing to help. Until Thursday, as always, folks, go get them. Let's see where we come in Thursday. By Thursday, give us 2 more days of data and we'll figure it out. Until then, have a great one. We'll see you on Thursday, 12 noon. As always, go get them. Have a great one.